Hi, Dr. Todd Sullivan from Nova Chiropractic and Acupuncture. There are 7 key movements to a good exercise program. So that's going to be the lunge pattern, a squat pattern, a hinge pattern, a push, a pull, a carry, and a core exercise. You can basically make an entire program based on those 7 movements, and we can make it either more challenging or less challenging based on your skill level. So the first pattern we're going to go over is a lunge pattern. So with a lunge pattern, what we're going to do is we're going to use a veil slide, which is basically like a furniture mover that allows your foot to slide back, and we're going to do what we call a reverse lunge. So a reverse lunge, what we're going to do is we're going to use the veil slide. We'll use the left side first. She's going to put her toe in the middle of the veil slide, and all she's going to do is she's going to lunge back with the leg on this side. Good, and touch her knee to the ground and come back up. And let's have you do that again. She's keeping her back really vertical this entire time, and her right foot is nice and vertical, the shin there, so she's not putting stress on her knees. A lot of times when we lunge forward, we do that pattern, it puts a lot more strain on the knees. This is a safer pattern for your knees, and it's also safe for your back. Let's do a couple more reps here. Good, you can see she has got good range of motion. Her back's nice and straight throughout the whole exercise. Now what we can do is we can add some weight to make it a little bit more challenging. So we're going to add a little bit of weight to this, and then we're going to do the veil slide again, and we'll show you that. This would be the next progression up, and then we can just keep adding and adding more weight to make it more difficult. So now we're going to add weight to the reverse lunge to make it more difficult. So here we're going to have the patient grab a kettlebell. This is 18 pounds. You can use whatever weight you're comfortable, 5 pounds to start off with, and then we can go up. And that'll increase as you get stronger here. So on the side that she's going to reverse lunge with, she's going to hold the weight on that side. So she's going to go down and reverse lunge and then come back up. Perfect. Again, the form should look the same whether she's using 18 pounds or whether she's using 60 pounds. She should have good form throughout this whole process. That looks great. And back and come back up and relax. One more thing we can do is we can put our arm out to the side, for the right side there, to make it more, give you more stability. If you feel yourself wobbling a little bit, putting your arm out, making a fist, keeping your body tight throughout this exercise will make it more easy. This is a really good exercise to help develop the single leg strength in your glutes and in your hips, and it also is a fundamental movement for many other exercises we're going to do. The next pattern we're going to learn out of the 7 fundamental movements is a squat pattern, okay? So with the squat, what we're going to do is we're going to just do what we call an air squat first, and we're going to be using a band from Perform Better, and what we're going to do, the band, what we'll do is we'll put it around her, above her knees, and that's going to force her to push her knees out, and that's going to help improve her form while she's doing the squat. You don't necessarily have to use a band, but if you find your knees are caving in while you're squatting, this is going to teach you to push out, which is going to use your glutes and do the exercise properly. So let's do an air squat here. So arms out straight ahead for me there. And what we're going to do, we're going to squat deep and we're going to push our knees out. Good. And let's have you push your knees out, squat deep into there. Perfect. And you want to go to about 90 degrees if you have the mobility to do it. Perfect. And again, she's maintaining a good posture with her back as she's squatting and not straining her low back at all. And let's do 2 more. Okay, let's turn and face the wall. Let's do this again and just show that pattern again. So again, as she's squatting down, she's trying to drive her knees out, and she's having good form with her low back, which is going to protect her discs as she adds weight to this exercise. This is a really key fundamental exercise to develop good glute strength and to help protect the back. That's a great exercise to start off with. Again, you don't need any weight. If you do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps of this exercise, you're going to really feel that's a good exercise for you. The next squat exercise we're going to do is called the Goblet Squat. So with the Goblet Squat, we're going to pick up either a dumbbell or a kettlebell, works really great. We're going to grab it from the horns of the kettlebell, and we're going to press it up against her chest, and that's going to add some weight to it, but it's also going to center it on our chest, which is going to help us get deep into the squat, but still protect our low back. So again, she's going to, right up against her chest, she's going to, again, drive her knees out. You can still use the mini band if you want around your knees, and she's going to squat deep, good, and maintain that contact with that bell the entire time, good. And again, her back is really protected with this. She's hinging from her hips and from her knees, and she's in good form from a squat pattern. Good. And again. Okay, turn and face that way for me. Let's show it from the side view. So again, what she's going to do, kettlebell right up against her chest, and she's going to squat down, pushing her knees out. Good. And let's do it again. Good. One more rep. Good. And you can relax. So that's a great exercise. You can increase the weight quite a bit with this exercise, and it's a safe exercise for your low back and your disc. You don't have to worry about injuring your disc with any kind of bar on your back because the weight is in front. It's centering the mass, and so it's taking some pressure off your low back, but also teaches you to use good form and helps you get into a deep squat. The third squat exercise I recommend is a single leg rear elevated split squat. So with this, we're going to use a chair, we're going to use a bench, anything we can put our foot up to elevate our rear leg. And then what we're going to do is, this is going to be like a single leg squat. We're going to bend down, try to touch our knees to the pad, and then we're going to come back up. And then we can add weight to both hands to make it more difficult. But let's just start off, we'll show without weight. And so let's have you put your leg back here, and we're going to put that right on the chair there, perfect. And she's gonna maintain a really great posture with her back. Her low back's really nice and straight. And she's gonna squat down and touch her knee to the pad and come back up. And again, this is safe for her back. It's safe for her knees. It's not gonna stress any of those areas. Good, and let's squat down. Good. Again, you can see her with her arms straight, her wrists are clenched. That's gonna help her maintain good stability. This is a really great exercise for runners or any athletes because you're spending 50% of your time on one leg, and so you want to start training that that deficiency on one leg. And let's do a couple more. Great. And come back up. Okay, great. Now again, we can add weights to both hands to make it more challenging. You're going to need to work on this. A lot of times people are very deficient in this exercise, and then as you get stronger, you can add more and more weight to make it more challenging. This can actually replace a barbell squat completely, and it's a much safer exercise for your low back and for your discs. The next movement pattern we're going to work on is we're going to work on the deadlift pattern. So the first exercise we're going to do is called a Sumo Deadlift. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to have the patient, she's going to kind of screw her feet into the carpet. Good. She's going to brace her core, and then she's going to hip hinge from her hips, keeping her back straight, and then arms go down, pick up, and then she's going to keep her elbows close to her body as she picks up the weight. Again, she's maintaining good form throughout this exercise. And come back down, and let's do a couple more. And relax. Good job. So the key with this exercise is to make sure you're hinging from your hips, and then once you're down there, you're going to brace your core, you're going to grab the weight, bring your shoulders in close, pinch your shoulder blades, and then we're going to stand up. And basically, we should be using your glutes and your hips and your hamstrings to do this motion. Let's do that again. So let's have you screw your feet into the ground. We're going to brace our core. We're going to hip hinge down to pick up the weight, centered right between your feet. Squeeze your elbows close to the side, and then pinch in. There you go. And come back up. And again, we want to go 100% vertical, squeezing your butt as she comes up. And she has a good form with her low back there. Perfect. And relax down. Let's show that from the side view. So you can come back down, drop the weight, and let's have you turn. There we go. Again, screw her feet into the ground. And then what she's going to do, she's going to brace core, and then she's going to hinge from her hips, not from her back. She's going to bring her shoulder blades in and pinch, and then stand up. And as she's standing up, she's squeezing and contracting her glutes, which is going to activate the right muscles. And again, that means that she's going to be hinging from the hips properly. Good. The next deadlift pattern we're going to learn is using a trap bar. Okay, so we can do a deadlift with a straight bar. I prefer using a trap bar because it puts you at the center of the weight, which reduces your strain on your low back. So in this case, what she's going to do is we're going to put weight on both sides. She's going to stand right in the center of the trap bar. And what she's going to do is she's going to, same thing we just learned, she's going to screw her feet into the ground. She's going to brace her core. And then she's going to bend over, grab the handles. Good. And then brace and then pull straight up. Good. And come back down. Perfect. Let's do it again. All this time, she's maintaining good posture with her low back. She's not straining her low back. And she's using her hips and her glutes to develop the strength. And relax down. This is a much safer version of a straight bar deadlift because, again, you're at the center of the mass, which helps reduce the strain on your low back. So I highly recommend using a trap bar once you've gone from the sumo deadlift to the trap bar. That's the best transition there. And we can load this up quite heavy, and it's very safe for your low back. So the next pattern we're gonna work on is a push pattern. So a push pattern would be like a push-up, a press above your head, or also a bench press. So we're going to demonstrate a push-up, and we're going to demonstrate a push press or a military press above your head. So let's go into a push-up position here. And for women and men, if you can't do it from your toes, we can also do a push-up from our knees, okay? So what we're going to do is she's going to get in a position, and we want the hands about shoulder width apart, but down in front of the shoulders, not way out front, so you're winging your elbows. Your elbows should stay close to you as you go into a push-up. So let's have you lower and then push up. And again, the key with this, a lot of people laxes, they do not keep their core tight the entire time. Keeping your core tight, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your leg muscles will activate the muscles and help to utilize the whole aspect of the push-up. And let's go down and up and down and up and relax. Another variation of the press that we can do is just a standing military press. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the kettlebell, we're gonna rack it on our right side there. And what she's gonna do, she's gonna have her core tight, and all she's gonna do is she's going to try to press straight above her head. Good. And almost like she's gonna punch towards the ceiling. Her elbow and arm are gonna be close into her ear as she goes above head. Perfect. And let's go up. Great, and you can relax. The key is maintaining that core stiffness. You want to also not make sure your ribs flare. You want to make sure your ribs are stacked on top of your torso. And then core tight as she's pressing up, and that'll reduce strain on your low back as you're doing this exercise and make it a more effective exercise. The third variation of a press that we're going to do is a bench press. So obviously you need a bench in order to be able to do this. You could be using dumbbells, or you could use a straight bar at this point. And what we're going to do is basically we want, again, our hands about shoulder width apart, and we're just going to lower down, keeping our elbows close into our sides as we hit the bar against our chest there, and then we're going to drive straight out. Again, key is core tight throughout this whole exercise, protects the low back, but also makes it a more effective exercise for you. The next movement we want to master is a pull movement. So with a pull, I'm thinking of either a pull-up or a lat pull-down machine. So with the pull-up, we can either use a pull-up machine to assist you if you don't have an actual pull-up strength available. And what we can do is we can just start off with more weight, and then as you get stronger and stronger, we'll lower the amount of weight until we can actually do a pull-up. The other variation of that is if you have a pull-up bar, you can also use a pull-up band to assist you to add, take some stress off of that as you're doing the pull-up. And just depending on how strong you are, you can either make that band thicker or thinner, and then give you less and less help throughout the exercise. That's going to be a really good pull exercise. The other pull exercise that we can do is if you have access to a lat pull-down machine, that's a really good exercise to help strengthen the lats. Let's have you turn and face that way and grab like you're going to grab the bar at a lat pull-down machine. The key though, as she's pulling it down, she wants to keep her elbows in close to her side, so she's using these lat muscles here. A lot of times you see people do it and they're using more of their upper trap, or they're using their chest and they're kind of flailing as they do it. You want to make sure your core is tight, your shoulder blades are set down, and then bring it in tight to your side, and that'll use the lat muscle. Same thing, you can relax there. Same thing with the actual pull-up. You want to, again, engage those lats as you pull down, and that's actually going to get you the most amount of strength and help you do the pull-up. Another movement to master is going to be a carry exercise, such as a farmer's carry. With the farmer's carry, what we're going to do is we're going to grab either dumbbells or kettlebells, and we're going to basically grab them. We're going to have a good form posture with our shoulders. So our shoulders are going to be in neutral, chest is going to be tall, and then we're going to walk down maybe 25, 50 feet, and then turn around and come back 25 or 50 feet, and that would be one rep. And you can drop the weights, reset, and then do another rep down and back. That's a great exercise. It helps develop core strength, it helps to develop posture, and it helps to strengthen your shoulders and your grip strength. So let's demonstrate what that's going to look like. We'll pick up the two kettlebells. Typically they're going to be the same weight. In this case they're separate, but what we're going to do is she's going to maintain a good posture. Her shoulders are in neutral position, her back is tight, her core is tight, and her chest is tall, and that's going to help her maintain good posture as she walks down and back 25, 50 feet. And then the big key is a lot of times people will walk fast, or they'll kind of be on side to side because they're not used to this, they don't have the strength. The key is try to walk normal as you're walking down, maintain that good posture, and then walk back with the good posture. If you can't do that, you need to lower the weight down until you can do that effectively, and then slowly work your way up as you get stronger. And let's show that from the side, if you can turn there, and relax and show me a bad posture. So this is not going to be a good carry position. Her shoulders are internally rotated. She's slouching. So what we want to do is shoulders back, good, chest tall, core tight, back straight. That looks perfect. And then she wants to maintain that as she walks down to get the good effect of a carry. This is an underutilized exercise that most people need to be doing, which will improve your posture and your core strength. Another fundamental movement that we like to have our patients train is with like what we call a sled push, okay? So there's many different kinds of these sleds, but basically all it is we're gonna load weight onto the sled. We're going to drive and use our legs and our core, and we're gonna push the sled down, maybe 25, 50 feet, and then we're gonna turn around and push it 25, 50 feet. And then we can add weight or take weight off to make it more or less difficult. But this is a great exercise. It develops a total body exercise. It develops your core, develops your legs. It's a really great power exercise. And it's also a self-limiting exercise, meaning that if you don't have the strength, you're not going to injure yourself doing this. You just won't be able to push it. So you just need to lower that weight until you can comfortably push it, and then you can start challenging yourself as you get stronger and stronger. I highly recommend this exercise. Do this at the end of a workout. It's a good way to end up a workout, and it's also a great way to develop core strength and power. Another great core exercise is a plank and a side plank. So with a plank, what we're going to do is we're going to have the patient go down to her forearms. And what she's going to do is she's going to straighten her legs. So her shoulders, her hips, her knees should all be in a straight line. She's going to keep her core tight. She's going to squeeze her glutes. She's going to squeeze her leg muscles, all contracting. This is going to make it a more effective core exercise and help protect her low back. This is a great exercise, and this is a timed exercise. So we want to try to hold it for 30 to 45 seconds or longer. And again, just maintain that core exercise tight throughout the whole time, and that'll make it a really effective exercise. The other core exercise that we like to have patients do is what we call a side plank. So a side plank is just the side version of that prone plank. So what we're going to do is we're going to have her go up on her side there, and she's going to straighten both legs. And what she's going to do is she's going to push up into a plank position with her arm up on her hip there. Her knees, her hips, and her head are all in a nice straight line. Her core's tight. She's squeezing her leg muscles, squeezing her glutes as she's doing this. And again, this is a timed exercise. It's going to be more difficult, so try to hold it for 15 to 30 seconds and then increase the time as you get stronger.